Well, good morning. Welcome. Thanks for joining me for practice today. So go ahead and bring yourself into a comfortable seated position. So you might, as we often do, start cross legged. You could sit in another way, though, if you're more comfortable sitting in a chair or sitting with your hips on your feet. So take a moment to settle in. Let your eyes close and just start to notice how you feel today. So it's always important to start with some awareness of where you're beginning. So, in particular, if there are injuries you're working with, you can always skip anything that we're doing that might not be appropriate for you. You can also leave a comment down below the video if there's something that you want further instruction on. So, as you're checking in with your body, start to also deepen your breath so that each breath begins to inflate, not just your chest, but your rib cage. And then there's even a sense of the belly expanding. So even though our lungs don't extend down into the belly, we are expanding the rib cage so much that it applies gentle pressure downwards to have that sense of expansion in the belly. And so as you're breathing in and expanding in all directions, then begin to breathe out and let the shoulders relax. Feel the breath flow back up and out through the nose. Take a few cycles of breath in this way, just sensing and noticing that gentle contracting and expansion that happens as you breathe. All right, now we'll add a little bit of movement of the arms with our breath. So as you next inhale, gently sweep your arms out and up. Join the palms above your head. And then as you exhale, palms come together and slide them down to your heart. Now, as you inhale, reach up through the center line of the body. Exhale, reach out and down. Spread your fingers wide apart. We'll do this a few times. Inhale, flip the palms up, reaching out. Palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Again, inhale up. Exhale out and down. Inhale out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, now we'll interlace our fingers, press the palms forward and up, and just start to reach up through one hand, up through the other side, left and right a few times. Give a gentle tug on your fingers as you stretch up through one arm and then the other. All right, now let your hands separate, and then we'll take them behind the back. Interlace the fingers there. Squeeze your shoulder blades together so you're opening up across your chest, and begin to gently turn the head from side to side. All right, and then bring your head back to center. Reach your chin up toward the ceiling. And drop the chin down toward the chest. And just do that a few times, lifting and lowering. All right, bring your head up to center, release your hands, and then take your right hand down to the floor, but walk it out a little bit. So you're starting the side bending process as you take your hand out to the side. And then we'll do some shoulder rotation first. So left hand to left shoulder. And with your left elbow, just draw a big circle in space. So exploring your range of motion, what is comfortable and possible in your left shoulder. All right, and then change directions. All right, now we'll sweep that left arm up alongside the head. And as you reach with your left hand, just start to squeeze and release the fingers a few times, as well as rotate through your wrist a few times each way. All right, and now as you inhale, lift up. And exhale, take the left hand to the floor. We'll do the same on the other side. So walk it out a little bit. So you're starting the process of side bending. And then we'll take the right hand to the right shoulder and begin to rotate. All right, and then change directions. All right, sweep your right arm up alongside your head. Reaching with the right hand, start to squeeze and release the fingers, as well as rotate through the wrist a few times each way. All right, with your next inhale, lift up. And exhale, release the right hand down. All right, so we'll take the right leg out at an angle. And leave the left leg folded in. And then just start to walk your right hand down your right leg. So go a little further into a side bend, but also adding some sensation in the back of your straight leg. All right, then sweep that left arm up alongside your head. And so this left hand is reaching in the direction of the right foot. So it may not be anywhere near the foot, but that's the angle that you're kind of going for. And let your upper shoulder start to move back in space. So you might even be able to turn your head and look up beyond your upper arm. So we're looking for sensation primarily in the side, the left side of the torso and the back of the right leg. But notice what else occurs in your body. There may be other places where you feel sensation. All right, take another 3 breaths. And then as you inhale, slowly come up. And then we'll take this left hand to the floor behind, take the right hand across over to the left knee, and then inhale, lift tall. Exhale as you twist to your left side. Turn the head to look back, and then maintain the twist from your shoulders down, but turn just your head back over towards the right, spotting your right big toe. And then just keep the head turning a few times side to side. Again, connecting with the feeling of the breath coming into the body, creating expansion in the chest, the ribs, the belly. And then breathing out as the shoulders relax, the heart lifts. All right, take one more breath. And then unravel back to center. We'll switch the legs. So left leg out, right leg in. We'll do the side bend to start. So just start to walk that left hand down your leg. We'll take the right arm up alongside the head. And again, as this right hand is reaching in the direction of your left foot, your upper shoulder starts to move back in space. So maybe you even look up beyond your right arm. Sensing into the right side of the body, but also the back of your left leg. All right, with your next in breath, lift up. And as you breathe out, take that right hand to the floor behind you. Left hand goes across to the right knee. Inhale, lift tall. And exhale and slowly twist to your right side. Turn the head to look back. And then maintain rotation from your shoulders down, but turn just the head back over towards the left, perhaps spotting your left big toe. And then just keep the head slowly, gently turning side to side as you breathe. All right, take one more breath. And then unravel back to center. All right, we'll shift onto hands and knees. So as you come on to hands and knees, if your knees are sensitive to the firmness of the floor that you're on, you might use a blanket like I'm doing to give yourself a little extra padding for your knees. You may or may not need it. All right, so hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll move through cat and cow. As you breathe in, let the belly drop. Lift your head and your tailbone. And then as you breathe out, tuck your tailbone, round your back. Bring your chin toward your chest. Again, with your inhale, belly drops, head and tail lift up. And exhale, tuck and round. We'll do another 3 of those. All right, bring your torso back to neutral. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees, take your hips up into the air as we come into downward facing dog. Start to lift and lower the heels, checking in with the feet, the ankles, the backs of the legs. Spread your fingers wide apart. Imagine that your palms could take up even more space as you spread your fingers. All right, take a deep breath in, rock forward into plank pose so your shoulders come over your wrists and you start to straighten out from head to feet. Everything engaged. Exhale, shift back to downward dog. All right, now we'll release to our knees and we'll step the left foot forward to the left hand. Lifting up, and take the right hand across to the left knee and then sweep the left hand forward and up and back and down, just rotating through your left shoulder. Keep spreading the fingers wide apart, checking in with that left shoulder. And even let your torso twist a little bit as you take your arm back in space. All right, take one more breath. All right, then both hands to the floor. Step forward to come into your forward fold. You might start with your knees a little bit bent here so that you lay your torso on or closer to your thighs. Release the weight of the head, shake it out, yes and no. Take a couple of deep breaths. You can let your hands rest where they will. So depending on your proportions, your hands may be near your feet. You might grab hold of your elbows. If you have a lot of low back discomfort when you're in a forward fold, don't fold quite as far. Just let your forearms rest on your thighs. All right, one more breath. All right, walk your hands all the way up the fronts of your legs. Rise to stand, reach the arms out and up. Join the palms above the head and then exhale your hands to your heart. Now as you inhale, reach back up. Exhale, reach the arms out and down as you fold forward. Hands come to the floor, bend your knees. Walk your feet back again to downward dog. All right, again, inhale, rock forward, finding your plank. Straighten out from head to feet. Exhale, shift back into downward dog. All right, second side, release down to your knees. This time, right foot forward to the right hand. Lifting up. Take the left hand across to the right knee. Sweep the right hand forward and up. And back and down, rotating through your right shoulder. Recalling also that as you reach your arm back, you're letting the torso twist. So allow that movement to happen. Spread the fingers. Take up space. All right, take one more full circle. All right, and then hands to the floor. Again, step forward into your forward fold. Once more, releasing the weight of the head. Shake it yes and no. All right, we'll take one more breath. Again, as you next inhale, we'll come all the way up to stand. Sweep the arms out and up. Join the palms overhead. And exhale your hands to your heart. All right, take your feet to hip distance apart if they're not already. And then as you inhale, push your hips back. Bend your knees a little bit. Float your arms up to come into chair pose. Pause here a moment as you breathe. If this bothers the shoulders, take your arms a little bit lower. Bring the head in line with your spine. So rather than looking forward, bring the head in line with the rest of the spine. All right, now as you inhale, press into your feet, rise up, straighten your legs, and exhale, release your arms. All right, so we'll keep the right foot forward, step your left foot back. So take a nice big step back with that left foot. All right, take the arms forward, palms touch, and then breathe in here. As you exhale, sweep that right arm up and back. Complete the circle as you inhale, bringing that right arm forward. Exhale up and back. And now one more. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, palms come together, pull them into the heart. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and up. All right, deep breath in here. Exhale, bend your right knee. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, straighten. Exhale and bend. All right, one more. Inhale, straighten. And exhale and bend. Now keep the right knee bent. Release your arms. Take them behind your back. Grab hold of opposite elbows or forearms, whatever you can grab comfortably. Keeping that front knee bent, lift the heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and fold over your front leg, bringing your belly towards your thigh, and then slowly start to straighten that right leg a little bit or a lot, depending on what's possible and comfortable in your body. Couple deep breaths. All right, rebend the left or right knee. Press down into that right foot. Lift yourself up. Release the arms. Give them a little shake out. And then we'll switch our feet. So left foot forward, right foot back. All right, start with the arms forward, palms together. Deep breath in here. Exhale, sweep your left arm up and back, making a full circle with the arm. Inhale forward. Exhale up and back. All right, one more full circle. All right, as your palms come together this time, pull them into the heart. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward and up. All right, deep breath in here. Exhale and bend your left knee. Again, inhale, straighten. Exhale and bend. One more inhale, straighten. And exhale and bend. Now, keeping the left knee bent, release the arms. Again, take them behind your back. Grab hold of forearms, elbows, whatever is comfortable, so that you can create this sense of openness across your chest. Deep breath in, lift the heart. And exhale, fold over your left leg. And then start to straighten the left leg any amount that is possible for your body as you start to create that stretch in the back of your left leg. And then breathing deeply. All right, rebend that left knee, press into your left foot, lift up. Release the arms, give them a little shake, and step forward. Feet back to hip distance apart. We'll take another in-breath as we come into chair pose. Hips back, arms up. Exhale, just release your arms. Keep the knees bent, hips going back. Sweep the arms back in space. Again, inhale the arms forward and up. Exhale, release the arms down and back. All right, one more inhale. This time, exhale, fold over your legs, hands to the floor, walk back to downward dog. All right, inhale forward, one last plank. And exhale back, downward dog. All right, now as you release down to your knees, come all the way forward and down onto the front of your body. And then we'll bring the arms forward. Take the elbows underneath the shoulders. Turn the palms up and give the hands a little squeeze. And then as you form a soft fist with your hands, curl it in towards your elbows to give a little stretch to the top side of each wrist, and do that a few times. Just curling in toward your elbow. All right, turn the palms back down, lift the heart, and reach it forward. All right, then lower the heart down to the floor. Slide your left arm straight out to the side. Turn your head over to the right, resting your head on the floor. And then press down into that right hand as you turn your chest and hips away from the floor. So you're stretching the front of that left shoulder down the arm and into the chest a little bit. If it's not comfortable for you to stack your legs in this way, you might keep your top knee down on the floor, or you might step this top leg back toward the space behind the left leg. So there's different ways of arranging the legs here, but focus more on how can you be passive in most of the body. What leg arrangement allows you to melt into the shape? All right, take another 5 breaths. And then after your fifth breath, just slowly roll back onto your front. Let that left arm come down alongside your torso to pause and rest. Take a deep breath. We'll do the right side. Right arm straight out to the side, so directly out from your shoulder. Turn your head over to the left. Resting the head on the floor, press down into the left hand as you turn your chest and hips away from the floor. Looking for that stretch now in the front of the right shoulder, down the arm, into the chest. And again, organize your legs so that you're able to melt into the posture, into the shape. So maybe the legs are stacked. Maybe you keep the top knee down on the floor or step the top foot back. All right, 5 slow breaths. Right after your fifth breath, roll back onto your front. Right arm comes down alongside your torso to pause. Another full breath. All right, take both arms alongside the torso. As you next inhale, lift your head and chest. Lift your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then also lift your legs. So the back side of the body is strongly engaged to help lift and open the front side of the body. All right, take 5 breaths. All right, and then melt into the floor. Let your knees bend. Let the feet gently sway side to side. All right, release your feet down to the floor. Press up onto hands and knees. And then sit back towards your feet as we come into child's pose. So you might part the knees, take them kind of wide apart. If you want them closer together, that's also fine to do. It just kind of depends on how it feels as you're breathing in this forward fold. You might rest your head on your hands or a block. Just allow the back to soften and relax. Again, noticing and feeling the expansive qualities of your inhalation. And let yourself relax fully as you exhale. All right, take one more breath. And then slowly bring yourself up into your seated position once again. We'll join our palms in front of the heart. As we bow to the light within ourselves, we also bow to the light within each other. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May we know peace. Thank you again for joining me today. See you again next time. If you're interested in joining us in the school group, the link is in the description. See you soon. Bye-bye.